the Tahitians are sliding across the waves on the stern of a canoe. The uma actually means the stern of a canoe. And it's a specific type of surfboard that's yay big, you know? And that surfboard, the way you ride it is you have to catch a wave, slide up under it, right? And put your hands up like a bird and be able to ride it, you know, just with your body, not using your hands to steer it, yeah? And that was the trick. And so he misunderstood what he was writing about, right? Because when it was interpreted to him, uma, as the stern of a canoe or the rear end of a canoe, it was not, it was the board.
It's through boards like the uma that Tom learns about the history of surfing and how it's connected to his home. Tom hand carves traditional Hawaiian surfboards, the kind that his ancestors used for millennia.
I love surfing contemporary surfboards, but I always take the time to go back to traditional because it reminds me how much better they were. For me, it just keeps me learning. It keeps me learning how to surf. Because I don't really, for me, personally, I don't believe I really know how to surf yet. I'm learning how to surf because it's going back to another era where you actually have to understand wave, water motion, you know, the motion of your board, the weight, how to use everything. It's so dynamic, and I love riding my wood boards.
There are boards for children, boards for royalty, for everyday surfers, and each board has a unique shape and each board has a unique purpose. In other words, each board has a different way of connecting with the ocean. Take the pu'ua, for example.
It's a pretty big board, but pu'ua is talking about the pu'u, which is a hill, right? And the ua is the raindrops that fall on the hill and they slide down. So we know there's a type of wave, right? It's like a mountain, except it doesn't break like top to bottom. It sort of rolls down itself like that. That's the type of wave the board is constructed for.
The alaia is designed for a different way of moving in the water.
It's very thin board, and it's usually made out of ulu or koa. The reason is because those two woods have a lot of flex in them, and they don't break. It bends when you turn it every direction, right? It's always bending with the energy of the wave. So you follow the path of the fish, and the board that's exactly what the board is constructed for.
Surfing, as we know it today, paddling out directly to the wave and standing up on it as it curls, that's based on the alaia style of surfing. There's also the onini, which is stable and fast for steep waves.
In the world today, there's only 15 of them, and I made every one of them. Yeah.
What you're seeing right now is him carving the 16th onini in the world. It's pretty cool, huh? What Tom creates are dazzling pieces of history, and it's difficult work. When Tom carves a board, he finds the perfect piece of wood for that specific board. He leaves an offering to the gods and his ancestors in exchange for the wood. When he carves, he doesn't use rulers or blueprints. He feels the shape of the board. Every step of the way, he's patient and attentive. But Tom's journey here wasn't easy. When he was a kid, he desperately wanted a shiny, fiberglass, fancy and modern surfboard.
So as a spoiled kid, you know, in the 20th century, wanting a board, but I want that shiny surfboard, right? And, you know, fiberglass and foam and stuff like that. But it was that my dad, working so hard, always came home and carved away at a surfboard or a piece of wood to make me my surfboard so I could surf. I had my own personal board, but it wasn't the board I wanted, you know? And so he made this board, it was beautiful, and then what happens? I mean, I look at the board and I go, it doesn't have a fin. So he makes a fin out of wood, puts the fin on and everything, and I go, I hate it. So he breaks it, burns it, and that was that.
Years